Your Japanese car starts idling, rough, shifting weird, flashing warning lights, or acting like something expensive just broke. But in many cases, the real problem is not a failed part at all. It is a lost relearn, bad adaptive memory, or a simple reset you can do at home for free. Here are 10 reset tricks every Japanese car owner should know before paying the dealer a dime. In the 10th place, rough idle after a battery change or jump start sends drivers searching for expensive repairs. But the real issue is often lost idle memory in the car's computer. When the engine control unit forgets its learned idle settings, the engine can stumble, surge, or nearly stall at stoplights. The fix is a simple idle relearn. Warm up the engine, let it idle undisturbed, then gently rev to 2,500 RPM and let it settle. Repeat this cycle a few times. On a 2015 Camry, this routine raised idle speed from 600 to 680 RPM, smoothed out the shake, and restored normal fuel trims, all without touching a single part. Honda and Nissan models respond the same way, with owners reporting 80 to 130 RPM improvements after just a few minutes. Before chasing airflow sensors or throttle bodies, always start with the idle relearn. Up next, why a dirty throttle or lost position memory can make things even worse. Number 9. Drivers complain about laggy acceleration or a stubborn, unresponsive gas pedal after cleaning the throttle body or swapping the battery. The real culprit is often lost throttle position memory in the electronic throttle control. Instead of replacing expensive sensors, the fix is a simple throttle body relearn. With the engine idling, press the accelerator pedal all the way down and hold it for 3 seconds. Then, release. Turn the ignition off, wait 10 seconds, and repeat this cycle 2 more times. This sequence teaches the throttle plate its full open and closed positions, restoring crisp pedal response and smooth idle. Toyota and Lexus models follow this exact pattern, as confirmed in dealer PDF documents and owner forums. Always ensure the car is in park and your foot is firmly on the brake before starting. Once the throttle body relearn is complete, the engine responds like new. No parts, no dealer fees. Next, see how a simple airflow sensor reset can erase those stubborn check engine lights. In 8th place, the dreaded check engine light with code P*101 and a sudden loss of power leaves many drivers convinced they need a new mass airflow sensor. But after any battery disconnect, sensor cleaning, or even a loose MAF plug, the real culprit is often a confused airflow map inside the ECU. Nissan's own service bulletin calls for a simple MAF reset. Unplug the sensor for 15 seconds, plug it back in, clear any codes, and perform a cold start. During the relearn, MAF voltage climbs from 0.75 to 1.15 volts as the ECU rebuilds its airflow baseline, restoring smooth acceleration and wiping out hesitation. Always check the wiring is secure before starting and never force the connector. This quick reset can save hundreds on unnecessary parts and labor. With airflow back on track, the next step is resetting fuel trims to balance the mixture for peak performance. Number 7. A stubborn check engine light and a sluggish throttle often point drivers toward expensive sensor swaps, but the real culprit may be fuel trims stuck far from their ideal range. When the ECU's short-term and long-term fuel trims drift outside plus or minus 5%, sometimes after a battery swap, sensor cleaning, or repeated short trips, the engine air-fuel mix can run rich or lean, and that hurts both power and mileage. The fix is a fuel trim reset using a proper scan tool. In the tool menu, select Fuel Trim Reset, confirm, then drive for 10 minutes at varied speeds and loads. This forces the ECU to zero out old adaptives and relearn the correct mixture in real time. Honda Diagnostic Network logs show trims converging from minus 4.9% to minus 0.9%, with throttle response and idle smoothing out immediately. Once trims settle near zero, hesitation and rough running disappear. No parts, just a smarter computer. With the engine now back in balance, The next reset targets rough shifting and harsh transmission behavior. Number 6. Rough shifting, delayed gear changes, or a sudden jolt between gears can make any Japanese sedan feel like it needs a new transmission. But after a battery swap or even routine service, the real issue is often a lost adaptive memory in the transmission control module. The solution is a transmission adaptive relearn, using a scan tool to trigger the reset, then taking the car through a series of 0 to 60 miles per hour accelerations and decelerations. This simple process teaches the computer your actual shift points and driving style. In one Nissan Altima case, shift latency dropped from 1.2 seconds to just 0.6 seconds, and 24% of transmission trouble codes vanished after a proper reset, according to NHTSA bulletins. Drivers report harsh shifts smoothing out instantly with no parts replaced. With the driveline now recalibrated, the next step is getting the steering and chassis sensors back in sync for true confidence on the road. Number 5. A crooked steering wheel or a sudden traction control warning after a battery swap or an alignment can send drivers straight to the dealer, fearing a failed power steering or stability system. But the real culprit is often a lost steering angle sensor zero point, which confuses the electric power steering and the electronic stability control. Most Japanese cars, especially Subaru, require a steering angle and electric power steering calibration after any major electrical interruption. With the wheels pointed dead ahead on level ground, connect a proper scan tool, enter calibration mode, and slowly turn the wheel to full lock left then right twice. The computer relearns the wheel's center and restores stability control, clearing warning lights instantly. Subaru's technical service bulletin warns that if you skip this step, you risk disabling the anti-lock braking system or the electronic stability control entirely. Never attempt this without the right tool, because improper resets can trigger new faults or even void your warranty. With the steering now centered and safety restored, the next reset targets those stubborn anti-lock and traction lights that refuse to go out. Number 4. A sudden ABS or stability control warning light can make any driver nervous, especially after a battery swap or wheel service. But in nearly 1 in 5 cases, the real issue is not a failed sensor. It is the ABS module losing sync with its wheel speed sensors. The fix is simple. Turn the ignition on, then off, then on again within 5 seconds. This forces the ABS system to run a self-check and clear any temporary faults. For stubborn lights, check each wheel speed sensor for dirt or debris and gently clean the connector before repeating the ignition cycle. Subaru and Nissan both use this exact reset, and dealer data shows that 19% of ABS or stability lamps clear instantly after this trick. No parts, no labor, just a smarter approach. With the brakes back in line and warning lights gone, the next step is teaching your car's battery monitor to recognize a new or fully charged battery, another hidden reset that can save you from a cascade of false alarms. Number 3. A fresh battery or hybrid module should mean a new start, but many Japanese cars suddenly disable start-stop, flash low-voltage warnings, or even lose hybrid assist after a battery swap. The hidden culprit is an unregistered battery. When the car's computer does not know it has a new power source, it keeps acting like the old weak battery is still in place. The fix is a battery monitor reset done through a scan tool. Select battery registration or battery reset, confirm the new battery, and let the system run its 30-second update. For Toyota and Lexus hybrids, this step is mandatory. Skip it, and the state of charge logic stays out of sync, leading to stalling, rough idle, and persistent warning lights. After the reset, a 10 to 15-minute drive is required to let the computer relearn proper charge levels and start-stop timing. Always check battery voltage with a multimeter first. A weak battery will cause the registration to fail. With the battery monitor reset, false alarms vanish and start-stop returns, saving a trip to the dealer and restoring full hybrid efficiency. Next, see how a lost key fob sync can leave even a healthy car stranded, and how to fix it for free. Number 2. Nothing feels worse than turning the key and seeing the dash light up, but the engine refuses to start, especially after a battery swap or a key fob battery change. This panic moment is often just a lost handshake between your key and the immobilizer, not a failed starter or a broken security module. Most Japanese cars, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Subaru, use a simple resync sequence to restore the link. Here is how. Insert the master key, turn it to on, but do not start the engine. Leave it for about 10 seconds, then turn it off. Repeat this on then off cycle 3 to 5 times. On push-button models, hold the fob near the start button and perform the same sequence. For Honda, a gentle wiggle of the steering wheel while the car is on can help release the lock. After the last cycle, press lock, then unlock on the fob, wait a few seconds, and try to start the car. In a Subaru Outback case, this exact routine brought a dead key back to life. No tow, no dealer, no $300 reprogramming fee. If the car still will not start after several tries, it is time to call the dealer. For most owners, this trick restores drivability in minutes. And if you have fixed the key, but your dash is still lit up like a Christmas tree, the final reset reveals how a weak battery can trigger a cascade of false alarms all at once. And finally, in first place, the silent culprit behind a flood of warning lights, rough idle, harsh shifts, and key recognition failures is the weak battery cascade. When battery voltage drops below 12.4 volts, or a battery is swapped without a proper reset, the car's computer loses its memory for idle, throttle, shift timing, steering angle, ABS, and even key fob codes all at once. It's not just one system acting up. It's a domino effect that can make a reliable Japanese car seem hopelessly broken. Industry data shows that 38% of idle-related warranty claims are fixed by a simple reset, not a new part. Before spending a dime on diagnostics or replacements, grab a multimeter and check the battery health. If voltage is low, recharge or replace the battery first, then run the full reset checklist in order. Idle relearn, throttle body reset, MAF reset, fuel trim reset, transmission adaptive relearn, steering angle recalibration, ABS reset, battery monitor reset, and finally key fob resync. This master sequence restores every adaptive system the car relies on. Dealers know this. Many warranty claims are quietly reversed after a proper reset. The cost of missing this step is hundreds, even thousands, wasted on unnecessary parts. So next time your dash lights up or your car feels off after a battery hiccup, remember, a healthy battery and a full reset sequence can bring your Japanese car back to life. No parts, no drama, just the right order. Japanese cars are built to last, but even the best lose their way when their computer forgets. To avoid costly mistakes and keep your car running like new, subscribe to Japanese Motor Vault and check out the next video for more money-saving tips, expert advice, and hidden tricks every Japanese car owner should know. Across all 10 resets, one truth stands out. Even the most reliable Japanese cars can seem broken when their computers lose memory. A simple reset can save you thousands in unnecessary repairs. Don't let digital confusion cost you. Subscribe to Japanese Motor Vault for more money-saving car wisdom.